Hello everybody, it's 11:40ish right now. I almost missed my PSA, but my goal is to not do that anymore. Today's PSA is about balance. Something I learned from my nutritionist is when I was trying to, feed myself in college and make sure everything that I was eating was balanced. First I asked her, I was like, I'm not eating enough vegetables. I'm really like learned that I'm not eating enough vegetables. That's like a thing you're supposed to do when you're an adult. And I'm used to like, when I'm living at home, my mom gets a vegetable with every meal. But when you live by yourself, when you're a college student, vegetables are expensive. You have to figure out like what's in season. When you get them, they like go bad super quickly if you don't eat them all because you have to buy a lot of them or whatever. And I never know how many vegetables I'm going to eat, and I don't know what vegetables to eat. So I was all concerned about vegetables, but I didn't want to be too concerned about vegetables because with my eating disorder history, I didn't want to start being like, I need to eat more vegetables and, end up eating like salads for every meal because that's not very balanced. I didn't want to trade out vegetables for a really important food group. I didn't want to worry about eating too much of one food group that is, sometimes when you have specific fear foods when you're struggling with an eating disorder. I didn't want to switch vegetables for one of those and like suddenly be afraid of a certain food. That's no fun. But, so I told my nutritionist all these concerns. I have a lovely nutritionist. Her name is Laura at the NYU Health Center. And she was like, well, why don't you just, instead of having one thing, like when you go to a restaurant and they're like, oh, do you want fries or a salad with your meal? And you're like, well, shit, I don't actually want a salad because that's boring. But also, I should eat more vegetables. But I don't want to give up these fries. And she was like, well, why don't you just say and vegetables instead of or vegetables? And I was like, what? I'd never thought about that before. I'd never thought like instead of having a dinner with two sides or a dinner with one side being a salad or a different food group, I'd never thought that I could be like, oh, I can have two sides, one of them being a certain food group and then one of them being vegetables. And I guess that's just like a side effect of struggling with an eating disorder is, worrying about like not worrying about eating too much or whatever, or thinking I can't add something extra to whatever I was planning on eating already if just because I'm hungry or need more vegetables. But that's just a really good point. So I suggest to you, instead of next time when you're worried about getting vegetables or eating healthy or whatever, balance is really important. So you're allowed to eat, fries with your cheeseburger or your meal or whatever. And if you're worried about vegetables, you don't have to switch out the fries for the vegetables. You can just add vegetables and then you get vegetables and fries. It's the best of both worlds. And you also get to eat enough vegetables so your body can use that for whatever it uses vegetables for. I don't know. I think it helps you not get scurvy. I think that's citrus. I'm not sure. But if you don't have a nutritionist, let me give you a little nutrition tip for today. And instead of saying or vegetables, say and vegetables. Same with other food groups. Instead of saying or this food group, you can say and this food group. If you're hungry for it and you want to add another food group, you don't have to switch things out. You can say, I'm going to get this too. And just feel it out from there. Food is all about balance and about listening to your body. And I'm really here for that. So thank you for listening for tonight. I hope everybody has a good Friday night.